Yeah, you've decided to stash Ben Simmons on your team. Can you give me just a snapshot or just like a general idea of was there nothing else available at that stage of the
There's
draft? Or
there's plenty of options available. Here's one to throw you right now. Wiggins is available on the waiver market right now. I had a look last night, I think, and he's actually available on the waiver free agent market too. I think Bogdanovic at the Nets is also available. Obviously, he went there from the Knicks after getting
yeah,
injured.
no.
But he's a 20-point scorer. And he
Well,
puts up,
actually, you know what?
he's a 20-point scorer that
Yeah.
puts up reasonable percentages on a rebuilding Nets team. I'm a little bit torn here. Like right now, there's a few questions I'm gonna pose you, okay? And look, I did go for Ben Simmons because I'm obviously going for a level of high risk, high reward there, okay? I think he has the talent in some cats
No,
to really
you did
perform.
it for content. Did it for content. Let's be honest.
No, well, look, my question here is that firstly, who would I drop here though? If I was to pick up, say Bogdanovic.
You drop Ben Simmons.
No, but that's the
Yeah.
point. I'm not dropping Ben
No.
Simmons. I refuse. I was like, may I
Okay.
drop Trey Jones? Why don't I drop Trey Jones? Chris
I'll put it
CP3
like this.
CP3 is going to eat into his minutes already.
Let me.
Correct.
Yeah. So okay. Let me make the pitch for you here. Okay. Boyan Bogdanovic or Bogdan Bogdanovic. I always get a little bit
Whichever
confused
one
about
that
this.
is.
He went from the Pistons
Yeah,
and he went to the
correct. To Knicks,
Knicks.
correct.
And he went to the Knicks as a bit of a steal, right?
Yes,
And
yep,
everyone was like, oh, he's like averaging like 18 and
correct.
8, and he averages all these high threes.
Yep.
He's about to go and enter the absolute wasteland that is the
That
Brooklyn
was like the
Nets.
Pistons that he wears was.
Precisely. So that's what I'm saying. You actually know that Bogdanovic is going to have another good season,
Okay,
and he's going to try to play his way onto a better team, and he'll probably end up getting traded to a contender
okay.
later in the year. In the early season, he's going to give you some absolutely ripper
But
stats.
there's no one to drop here. I'm not dropping
There's
Simmons.
okay. The reason why you need to give up on Ben Simmons, what you're hoping for, no, so, like sincerely,
All
what
right,
you're
go
hoping
ahead.
for with Ben Simmons is you're hoping that he goes back to his prime stats. And his prime
No,
stats. No, 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 no.
no,
Okay, well, just
no.
just hear me out here because I think you forget the prime stats. In fact,
I
I'm
remember the
gonna.
prime stats, and
Oh no, I don't think you
I do
do.
not
I don't think
expect the
you
prime
do.
stats. He was LeBron
No,
2.0,
no. This
the
is
second
no.
coming.
This is the deception. This is so. This came up in my life earlier, the Mandela effect, right? Where we just collectively imagine, or we all collectively remember a moment in time as
Yep.
something different,
Okay, go on.
okay, as something that wasn't.
Sure.
His his time in Philadelphia, where him and Joel Embiid were, pushing Philadelphia through the process, all that stuff. I need you to understand that in his season, best season is either 2018, 2019, depending on how you view it.
Sure.
He averaged 17 points.
Yep.
Okay. That's the most points he's
Yeah.
averaged. So already let's just relax because
Sure.
the LeBron comparisons now are a bit dated. He averaged 3.5 turnovers a game.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Luca. That's Luca tier, right?
Okay.
He
Yep.
did not average more than a block.
Sure.
He averaged on his best season 2.1 steals. So that's
Sure.
very good. And he averaged 8 assists and about 8 rebounds, right?
Hmm.
So what you're holding on hope for is if he returns to his prime stats, which we both collectively agree that that's not really reasonable,
Right.
he is only
Mm.
a 16, 8, and 8 guy, and he's going to shoot 60% from the free throw line and 60% from the field thereabouts. And he's not going to shoot very well from the three if he chucks one up, but he's also only going to play about 55 to 60 games. I really think like the Mandela effect with Ben Simmons is that he had the potential to be better than he was, but what he actually was at the best of his powers
Okay.
wasn't that good.
Look. I love your little Ben Simmons flashback there. Man, remember everyone bought his jerseys. Man, he was probably a top 10 seller in Australia at least. Man, like everyone.
Yeah,
This was before Giddy, right? He was like number one option in Australia. Everyone loved him, man. Um, but firstly, I don't expect anywhere close to prime Ben Simmons stats. I'm probably hoping more so like what he did last season in very limited games, and then he got
what
injured again. He got injured again.
seven?
Yeah, he
So
got
you
injured.
want six?
No,
You
but
want six, eight,
obviously
and
we're
six?
hoping that he plays. I'm hoping he plays more games than he did last season. Here's the catch: if he gets injured, I just drop him at that point. I guess you already hit this on the head probably just before, yeah, 15 minutes ago. You said I've already got enough points. Yeah, and Bogdanovic gives me points, and he gives me probably a little bit of percentage because he shoots fairly well, but he doesn't really give me anything else in the peripherals. That's where Ben Simmons comes in. Okay, he doesn't give you points. It's almost the opposite. Okay, he doesn't give
Now,
you
see, I
points.
think you're looking
Yeah,
at it wrong. You're looking at it wrong. It's not about what he gives you, it's about what he can't give someone else. Bogdanovic will end up being a somewhat valuable piece on the waiver wire as the season
I'm sure
progresses
someone
because
will grab
someone
him
will get
after two
hurt.
weeks, no doubt. I'm sure. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
Someone will grab him. And so the thing is, I think safely, unless something is happening to Ben Simmons that we don't know about, but I can already kind of vibe out that he's probably already injured or he's not going to play, that Bogdanovic is going to be A, better stashed on your team, and B, is going to be picked up quicker than Ben Simmons will be off the waiver wire. I just think both of those things are true.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna fault you. You make some reasonable comments.
Perhaps it's the illness that struck my body down, but I just don't have the hyperbole to really. Maybe it's the hyperbole that hurts my point, but I've given you some really concrete things here. What you think Ben Simmons was is not as good as you hope that he is, and he's not going to do anything for you,
All right,
and you're going to lose this fantasy season if you
all right.
keep him
I'm,
on
I'm
your
gonna
team.
draft
I
Ben
can
Simmons in
guarantee
our
it.
league too at this rate. I'm gonna go all in Ben Simmons this year, and he's gonna come
Go
back
for it.
with a vengeance, and I'm gonna laugh in everyone's face, man. But